Everyone, my name's Derek, and this is my coming out story. If you didn't see the title already, um, coming out for me, it took about 21 years just for me to be able to say to myself that I was gay. About 5 or 6 years ago, I couldn't even look in the mirror and just say to myself that I was gay. It was very difficult for me. It shouldn't have been. I have a lesbian aunt and a gay uncle, um, and a couple of gay cousins, but it was still hard for me. Um, Part of that was growing up and attending church. Um, I consider myself very Christian. I know that Jesus is my Savior and God made me who I am, but it took a long time to get to that point. Um, I remember going to church and they're basically telling me that if I am who I am, that I was going to go to hell. And I remember knowing that I was gay basically since I was 7. Knowing that I was different than the other boys in my class. And every night almost, before I'd go to bed, I would pray to God to change me, to make me who I'm supposed to be. Take this thing away from me that I'm interested in other guys, to make me straight. And I'm so glad that he didn't, because it did get better. It sucked growing up, feeling that way, but I do feel a lot better about myself. And there's still more to go, but I do feel a lot better about myself. Now, as far as coming out, I came out to my sister first. We fought a lot growing up. She's 7 years older than I am, but now she's my BFF. She's my hag now. I love you, Erica. But I came home for Thanksgiving or something. I think it was Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving. And I took the bus home, and then we were riding together in her car to come back to Kansas City to go to the Usher concert. And I left Watertown, stopped in Sioux Falls to get a bite to eat. And after that, we were sitting in the car shortly after Sioux Falls, and I just remember saying to myself, if I don't tell her now, I'm not going to tell her. So I said, Erica, I have something to tell you. So, yes. I'm bisexual. What? Shut up. You're messing with me. No, I am. I'm bisexual. Even though I should have just said I was gay. I thought it was easier to say bisexual, even though it really isn't. It's just as hard, and I should have just come out and said that I was gay. After that, my sister and I talked for quite a while. She always kind of knew. She'd actually asked me once before when I was younger, probably like 12 or 13, if I was gay, and I denied it. But I remember that, Erica. We were in the kitchen. I was getting peanut butter or something. I remember it. But she always knew, and her love never changed. She accepts me for who I am. And when we got down to Kansas City, I took her to her first drag show. That was a lot of fun to be able to do that with her. Next person I came out to was my aunt. My partner at the time, Thomas, and I went back home in Watertown for something for the weekend. And on our way back, we had to stop in Sioux Falls to see my aunt at her office for something or other. Thomas came in with me, and I remember after we left, we were leaving Sioux Falls. He was driving, and I was texting. I was texting her and just saying, what do you think of Thomas? And she's like, oh, he's nice. And I'm like, well, he's more than my friend. He's my boyfriend. This is the lesbian aunt, by the way. And she's like, oh, yeah, I figured as much, I've always kind of known, and I love you. And if you need anything, just call me or text me. So that was awesome. The next person that found out was my mom. She found out through my sister. She must have suspected that my sister and I had talked, and I had told her something. So my mom went to my sister instead of coming to me. Naughty mom. And she asked my sister over and over, if I had told her anything. And my sister's like, no, you need to call Derek. You need to talk to him. And so she finally pushed Erica too far, and Erica told her. And Erica hangs up the phone and she calls me right away and says, here's the deal. I told mom, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then before I know it, I get this big, long email from my mom. And in a nutshell, it just said, she loves me for who I am. She's always known. And she accepts me for who I am. And that's never going to change. Last two people that I wanted to tell personally was my grandma and my dad. And this was really hard for me, especially my dad, because I didn't want him to think anything different of me. I was terrified of that. Growing up, we hunted together. We raced dirt bikes together. He bought me my first motorcycle. I didn't want him to think anything different of me. And I was terrified of that. My grandma, I don't know why I was scared to tell her. She already went through this with her other son and daughter, but I was. So it was the weekend that my cousin got married to his partner, one of my gay cousins, one big happy gay family. And after that, the Sunday after that, we were down in the hotel having brunch. And I had come to the point where I'm like, I need to say this. And I had picked up some silverware or something at the time, and I just started shaking like a leaf. And I started bawling. And I finally told my dad and grandma that I was bisexual. It was really hard. I just started bawling. And my grandma, she just reaches over, going through this twice already, gives me a big old hug and says, I love you, Derek. I'll always love you. And that it's going to be okay. My dad got up and walked over and just gave me a hug. Never really said anything. That's kind of the way he is, though. That's fine. He's a real man's man, if you will. He just doesn't talk about emotions or anything like that. So, but Dad, if you're watching this, I just want you to know I've always been like this. This doesn't change anything about me. I am who I am. Now you just know the rest of me. So, my family's been awesome about everything, and I appreciate all their love and support. And like I say, Dad, I love you. See you guys. Bye.